welcome to 40k Memes. What's on the docket today, Manuel?
It's a trick, a shadow on the wall, and a very small man can cast a very large shadow.
I am Alpharius. Every member of the Alpha Legion is Alpharius. But what made me so cool if everyone, including my twin brother Omegon, wants to be me, Alpharius? It's time to explain the Alpha Legion, a sentence which sits on par with the phrase, "I will now run a marathon without my legs." But I'm gonna do it anyway, as I employ the concept of motion video coupled with appropriate imagery and text in order to improve your understanding as I go ahead. Here's the deal. Understanding the Alpha Legion is all about understanding their one who is two acting as one in a duo. That is, of course, Alpharius, together with his ally Omegon and his twin brother Alpharius. Makes perfect sense. For you see, when the Emperor was betrayed by she who must not be named, Alpharius was flung into the universe. But you see, Alpharius, or possibly Omegon, saw this coming and changed the records so they would show only 20 Primarchs instead of 21. So, 20 Primarchs were flung into the galaxy, while Omegon, or Alpharius, was able to remain hidden on Holy Terra. But their ruse was too perfect, for you see, the Emperor was already leaving to find his sons, unaware that one of them was still on Terra. He'll find him later, don't worry. Meanwhile, Alpharius was soaring through space, eventually landing on a planet at the furthest reaches of human expansion. And by virtue of baby Omegon landing there, this planet was immediately unnamed, and every human there was stricken with that memento disease. What did he do there? We'll never know. We want to know, but we don't. Not to be confused with Perturabo's backstory, which we do know and we wish we didn't. Back to the point. The Emperor found Alpharius very last of all the Primarchs, thus reuniting him with his Space Marine Legion. Yes, Omegon was reunited with the Alphariuses, and Alpharius was reunited with the Omegons. Does that make sense? Good. With the singular masters of misdirection back on the payroll, they could join the Great Crusade. That's right, Omegon with Alpharius and Omegon and beyond were set to unify the Imperium the only way they knew how. They did this by orchestrating short-term plans for long-term rewards. In small-scale battles, they looked at the big picture. They minimized effort for maximum results by outsourcing their productivity stream to an in-house department. They stayed up late working from home and made sure to get up early every morning to head into the office. And their commitment went even deeper than that by always making sure to keep their standards shallow. They were a one-man army working together. When the orders seemed tall, they never fell short, commanding the undying loyalty of their troops, spreading distrust wherever they went, conducting guerrilla warfare with millions of troops, always seeking out the lies by letting the misinformation come to them. Specifically, they ensured huge growth for the little guys in safe situations by performing dangerous tasks, always maintaining an uplink to download primary intel from a secondary source. It was an energetic process they managed to accomplish in their sleep. But this process of working hard to do nothing put Alpharius at odds with another Primarch, Sandcastle Master Rogel Dorn. You see, Dorn was always honest, and Omegon found it difficult to trust a man with nothing to hide. And Dorn was very Dorn about the whole thing until events came to a head at the Horus Heresy. Because you see, when Horus announced his 5-year plan for the 4 gods, Alpharius was all about it. He convinced Omegon to side with the traitors, and by extension, Omegon convinced Alpharius to side with the loyalists. So, siding with their chosen side, Alpharius, and Omegon got to work. They helped Horus by taking thorough looks at long-term solutions to societal problems which had impeded Chaos civil expansion in the Greater Imperium. Then, leaping into deep research on common themes which had impeded advantages of Chaos-type people in the past. Put simply, they took a step back from the situation to ensure they would remain unbiased by common thought patterns which had hindered solutions so that when they presented an answer, it would be guaranteed to pay social dividends long beyond their term of office. Put even more simply, fuck knows what they actually did. About the only concrete evidence we have is the Battle of Pluto, Nash, where Alpharius was sent to scout and clear the way for the famous Siege of Terra. However, when Omega landed on Pluto, he was confronted by Dorn, a great battle ensuing where Alpharius was cut down by Dorn's giant chainsword. And as Alpharius watched Alpharius get killed, he screamed out in silence, proclaiming vengeance for his slain fake or real self. And the Alpha Legion took off with Alpharius in tow, continuing their spread of misinformation for years to come, working on the side of the loyal Chaos Traitors or the traitorous loyal Imperium. And I've told you all this because I've been fooling you. I was never Alpharius. I've been playing the short-long game to jog your memory. That's right, you've been Omegon this entire time. And it's time for you to get out there and revenge your fallen brother whether he's dead or not now that your memory has been restored by me. You're welcome. So I know this episode was a little more non-specific by design, but I still want to share something a little more concrete, and I have my 9th edition Chaos Marines Codex right here, and I want to share my favorite Alpha Legion story with you now. Every 40k player has one, and this is mine. So, dyslexia permitting, I'm going to read this to you word for word. Titled appropriately, I am Alpharius. Word reaches the High Lords of Terra of a Chaos Lord claiming to be Alpharius, ravaging the adamantine-laced moons of the Danvara subsector. Debate rages about whether this could potentially be the case, for the Primarch's death has been recorded more than once across the span of Imperial history. The Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum dispatches a force of 6 Vindicare marksmen. Over a number of years, they identify and slay a dozen Alpha Legion champions, bearing the name Alpharius upon the scrolls on their battle plate. But the reports of raids upon the subsector's mining operations only intensify. 5 years later, the decapitated heads of all 6 Vindicare marksmen are found frozen in the food storage halls of the High Lords. That is the ultimate.